This video will be for installing front strut assemblies and sway bar links for 2008 through 2010 Honda Odyssey. The tools in green are tools you need. The tools in red are tools you might need. The tools you're going to need is a wire brush, impacts, torque wrenches, ratchets. You'll need a 12mm, 15, 17, 18, and a 22 socket, extensions, pliers, a magnet, screwdriver, and the other tools you might need are a 17mm wrench, hammer, punch, vice grips, flashlight, reciprocating saw, cut-off tool, and a torch. First thing you're going to do is pop the hood, and under the wiper blades you're going to see these 3 plastic covers. You're going to want to pop these out with either a screwdriver or a pick. Then under those 3 caps will be the 3 nuts that hold the top of the strut in. I found out it's easier to get at if you turn the wiper blades on and then shut the car off when the wiper blades are facing up, so you can get at them easier. Leave one nut holding on a little bit. It'll make it easier taking off the rest in the bottom. Next, you're either going to want to jack up the front end so the wheels are off the ground, or put it up on the hoist. Take the front wheels off. They're either a 22mm or 7/8 socket. Then you're going to want to take this brake hose off. It's a 12mm. Then use a pliers to pinch the clip on the ABS wire and it'll pop right out. So then you need to take off the sway bar links. If you're not replacing them, all you need to do is remove the top sway bar link nut. And if you are replacing the sway bar links, you only need to remove the bottom nut. Sometimes you can remove them by heating the nut up and then using a vice grips to hold the back. In my case, it wasn't holding, so I ended up having to just cut them off with the Sawzall. Sometimes on the back side they have it where you can put a wrench on it. That's what a 17mm would do in this case. Then after you cut it off with a Sawzall, you can take your cut-off wheel, grind it down till it's flat enough, and then you can use a punch to punch the rest out. Then take a 22mm or a 7/8 on your impact and take the nuts off the bottom of the strut. Now you can take that nut off on the top that was holding it, and it's ready to come out. Push the bottom of the strut down so that the top can come out past the fender, and then pull it up through that way. Now use your wire brush to clean any rust off where your top of your strut mounts. Now lay out your new struts with your old struts and make sure they look the same. In this case, there is a left and a right. As you can see here, the spring was broken on one side. Now when putting them back in, you want to get at least one of the top nuts started. If you have a second person, it's a lot easier doing this, but in my case I didn't. If you don't have a second person, one thing you can do to hold it in place is put the bolt through the top of the knuckle and the bottom of the strut, and then install the bottom bolts for the strut. They are torqued to 116 foot-pounds. And then as you can see here, the new sway bar links do have where you can put a wrench on the back side to hold it. Makes it a lot easier. The other difference is the nut on this one, instead of being a 17, is an 18, but where it holds on the back side, it is a 17. Torque these down to 58 foot-pounds. Then reinstall your brake hose and your ABS wire. And then, like always, whenever you take the wheels off, clean up the mating surface between the brake rotor and the wheel. And then before you put the car back down on the ground, make sure you have all the nuts started up on top, or sometimes they won't line up properly. And these ones are torqued to 51 foot-pounds. Then reinstall your plastic caps, and then torque your wheels to 95 foot-pounds. Doing this job takes about 1.5 to 3 hours. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to see more videos like this one.